Welcome back. We are going to talk today about the same thing as yesterday, actually, about small talk, how to master small talk, because there were a lot of things I think we need to go deeper into, and also a few concepts that I think I didn't really cover or don't put enough emphasis on them, and because the small talk are really the thing that will start the snowball effect of you developing a good and healthy social life, where just getting into the habit of starting conversation with people, talking, even if it's just a few seconds, just saying something and somebody is responding to you. This will help you in any area of your life, and this is basically the 80-20 principle of socializing. Small talks are what make, I would say, even more than 90% of the work when it comes to socializing. This is, generally speaking, what people do when they are generalizing. When they are socializing, they are interacting through small talk, and this is what makes small talk really at the heart of everything. Because the second aspect I want to first of all, there is really this aspect of 80%, 80-20. If you master the small talks, you've got 80% or even 90% of your social skills down. That's why small talks really matter. Then there is a lot of subtle thing and so on, because small talk is what allows you to initiate a connection with someone that you absolutely don't know, for instance, or to maintain over time this connection you already have built. So this is really the stepping stone of socializing, of being social. Then, and the reason, so this is bringing me to my second point I want to share, which is why this is actually so important for people to socialize through small talk. Why is this a thing? Actually, why people are doing that? It's primarily for them. It's if you are doing it and you are a social person, I mean, you understand why. But for those of us like me, like I was, that socializing is not something that is natural and or something that we actually want to do. It can be kind of obvious why people are actually doing it. But the truth, at its core, it's about there is two things. The one which is the most obvious, which is connecting with people and so on. So this is a really valid point and important point. But there is also this other aspect, which is escapism. You want to escape from your life, you want to escape from your travel and so on. And so you are giving small talk to people. And that's why sometimes you will see people getting stuck in small talks. Or when you start socializing and so on and create a connection with someone, sometimes you want to get out of small talk to have more serious and profound talk, which we'll talk about in the next part, in the next video, which will be about getting out of small talk to engage in a discussion. We'll see later. But when we build this connection with someone, at some point we want to know more. We want to know what this person is about, what are their inspiration, what are the struggle and so on. So, and at this point we want to get out of small talk and get to the serious stuff. But the people that really are struggling and so on, you will see they will be reluctant to enter into this phase, because they just want to get out of it, and small talk is a really good way to do that. So of course small talk is a good way to initiate discussion, initiate connection, but that's also why it's so many people are doing it every day. It's also a way to escape the struggle of life, basically. And yes, so there is this aspect. That's then. So sorry, this is really concepts that are not very structured, but I think that's kind of you'll understand. So another aspect of small talk is going to be variety, because if you are doing small talks with everyone that you are meeting every day and so on, if you are repeatedly doing the same thing, saying always the same small talks, it lost its authenticity. Like, for instance, the most obvious thing that we can think about is in the morning when you are asking someone, how are you doing today? At some point, it has become so an habit. And I'm aware this is more advanced stuff, but I'm doing videos to master small talk, so we need to talk also about the more advanced things. So, yes, this idea of if you are just repeatedly doing the same small talk at the same time, you are losing this authenticity that deepens that creates the connection with people, and that allow you to be social, and people will recognize that, even though not necessarily on the conscious level, but on the subconscious level. And if you are able to just change sometimes, say a thing that is a little bit different than yesterday and so on, or changing a topic for once, people will recognize this and actually will appreciate it. So yeah, variety is I think it's really important, because it allows you to deepen the connection without entering into serious conversation territory. Because you're signaling to the person you're talking to that actually you're caring about what you are saying, and you are not just in an automatic response, basically. And so sorry. Yes, yeah. Basically, this is that. You don't want to repeat the same thing over and over. This can just be annoying. But in some situation, everybody is doing it, so nobody is aware of it. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. And the next point is the purpose of small talk generally to raise interest of the person you are talking to about you in some kind of way. I mean, if you are having small talk which are really positive and in a good dynamic, you will put in the mind of the person you are talking to the idea that you are someone that is nice to be around, someone that is cool, that is interesting. And so this will create the seed of the connection that you can create then later on. And as you are doing that, if you are meeting this person again and again, and you have this very enjoyable moment of small talk, then the person will be so interested that they will start asking questions about you, just to know more, just to get to know you on a deeper level. And which brings me also to the next point, which is connection, building a connection with people, and the amount of discussion you can have with them is a linear curve. What I mean by that is the deeper the connection you have with someone, the more you can talk with them without being awkward. And actually, this is exponential. At the beginning, you're better off doing only small talk, and at some point you can have, if the person is threatening, have some bit more serious talk or question, sharing interest, and so on. And as the connection increase, you can really go deep into conversation, and the deepest type of connection we know is a romantic relationship, where you fell in love with someone, you create a really deep connection with that person, and this just skyrocket to the sky, where you can spend hours and hours and hours just talking, because the connection has been so deep that you just want to know everything about the other person, everything. So everything starts with a small talk. As I come back to the thing I was telling you at the beginning, the snowball effect. You start slow with small talk, you progressively build connection, and so on. And this is how you reach the level of constructing a good and healthy social life, and even go beyond that as you go. So, did I forget anything? I think yes. The last point, and a really interesting one actually, because something that we talked about since the first video was that you are initiating the small talk. You are going, you're asking questions, or you are just saying things, throwing stuff at people. But small talk is also people throwing stuff at you. So how do you react to that? How do you taking the information and just respond to them? And we are really talking about small talk and not the entering in conversation territory that will be a bit later. So when it comes to small talk, the main point you just need to keep in mind, and if you get that and just make it a first principle to always answer that way with people, you will have no trouble ever to handling small talk when actually people are small talking you. And this point is never answer the question literally. Always start with the principle that when people are trying to initiate small talk with you, asking you a question or saying something, it's not about, they don't really care about the answer. Maybe later they will ask this question again, but more seriously to get to the bottom of it. But at the beginning, what is about small talk, the true answer doesn't matter. What answer is that you keep the vibe going. That if they are throwing something at you that is positive, just respond positively and in a way that is fun, enjoyable, and also not necessarily connected to reality. And I would say even as far as you can go outside of reality, just have fun. Now, this is really the point. Never answer the question literally. Find a workaround to just put a smile on your face and say something funny about what they just say. And just to return the favor of you, as I said, if we switch the script, when you are throwing something at people and they react positively and they throw something back at you, this is a positive social response. And you want to do the same. You want to do the same. If someone is throwing something at you in a positive manner and hope for a positive response from you, do it. Respond positively. Just have fun. And this is really about that. Socializing in general is about having fun. Then when we enter into creating connection with someone and so on, this is different. But the small talk part, the socializing part, this is really about having fun. So we don't answer the question literally. We find a workaround funny to answer that can put a smile on your face and on the face of the other person. Yes, I think that that's it. That was just a few points. So if I remember, if I sum up, 80-20 rule, small talk or the stepping stone of socializing, of being social. Variety, you need to consciously doing the small talk, not just being on autopilot and throwing the same stuff at people all the time. Try to innovate, to be creative, and actually this will serve you if you are able to do it in your everyday life and be creative all the time, never doing the same small talk. This will serve you later when you are doing some more serious talk and some more or even small talk, but that matter when, for instance, you want to seduce someone, you want to create deeper connection. Being creative is really in the being social is also being creative in what you say. And so once you understand that, once you understand how to keep the vibe going, what it means to keep the vibe going is basically being positive and making sure both of us spend a moment out of time and space in kind of a dreamland, if you can say that. And never answer the question literally. We are here to have fun. This is a fun game, the game of life. Enjoy it. Yes, that's a fun idea. Enjoy the game of life. That's a game. That's meant to be enjoyed. So, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Subscribe, like the video, and see you next time.